Thank God it's a Friday. Today is January 8, 2021. Welcome po sa weekend edition ng The Stock Market Today. It's the second Friday of the year. Ako po si Benji Chidoro inviting you to join me as we take a look at the latest news on ICT and the result of trading the PSE. Lahat ng yan dito lamang sa January 8, 2021 TGIF edition of The Stock Market Today. Okay, but first, let's take a look at the PSEI. It gained 170.27 points or 2.39%. It had net foreign buying for the first time in so many days of 223.78 million. If you'll take a look at the chart, it is above the closing price, or the closing index is above our EMA 20, and our support, we have it here at 7,100, I think. 70.50 is our support. And it is just, the 72.89 is just the area of our resistance in the PSE. So now, if there is volume in the following days, then the PSE may continue to move higher. So yan po ang ating PSEI today. Now, let's take a look at the market summary. 141 companies advanced, 74 declined, while 48 remained unchanged. As for the sectoral indices, only the mining registered a downwards movement of 0.63%, while the other sectors gained. This was led by the financials at 3.33%, followed by properties at 2.71%, while the all-share index registered a 1.94% increase. Okay, so let's now take a look at the most active stocks. Okay, let's review ASEN, DITO, BPI, APL, PHA, SECB, SMPH, BDO, ICT, and Merrimart. We have news on ICT. By the way, if you have a stock in mind which you want me to review, please comment on the comment box and I will prioritize your stock. Okay, so now let's go to the first stock, ASEN. ASEN recovered today, although it had a gap down actually, but it had a long green candlestick. I wouldn't say it's engulfing because it is below the previous, the previous day's red candlestick is higher than the candlestick today, no? Although this is a very long green candlestick, which is a good sign. And if you notice, yung indicator natin dito sa right side is a red one, since the closing price today is lower than the closing price yesterday. So it opened with a gap down, meaning the opening price was way lower than the previous day's closing price. Yan po yung gap, no? And slowly the stock moved upwards and closed just near the closing price of the previous day. So the previous day's closing price was, tingnan natin, it closed as 801, ito 782 nag-close pero green candlestick siya with volume. Now, if the volume will hold, sana maging sign of reversal to. And I think the news item that we have here is that meron siyang stock rights offering, ano? Si ASEN had a stock rights offering. Tingnan natin yung details ni ASEN. Okay, let's see. Actually, January 8, this is today, no? Natin. So, hindi nyo to nakikita. I'll just read. On November 11, the Board of Directors of ASEN approved the pricing for and volume of the shares that will be issued to ASEN's previously announced stock rights offering. ASEN will issue 2.267 million shares at 237 per share, subject to the requisite approval by the SEC. Previously, ASM announced that it will conduct a stock rights offer and that the parent company, AC Energy Inc., will not participate in the rights offer to provide maximum availability of rights shares to the minority stockholders. But the ACI have the option to participate in the institutional offer. On December 16, 2020, PSE approved ASEN's application for the listing of additional shares up to 2.267 million common shares subject to the rights offer to all stockholders as of record date January 13, 2020. The first round of offer consisting of 2.267 million offer shares offered on a preemptive rights basis to eligible stockholders of the company as determined as of record date, where the holders of common shares as of record date who are eligible to participate in the rights offer. So the record date is January 13. The holders of located inside the Philippines, holders located outside the Philippines, where it is legal to participate in the rights offer under the securities laws of such jurisdiction without requiring registration need to regulatory laws. Second, round of the offer of the subscribe, ano ito? Where each eligible shareholder may subscribe 1 share for every 1.11 common shares as of record date. So, record date is ano pa? January 13 and January 8 lang ngayon, ano? So you can still buy the shares and avail of the offer at 237 per share. Okay, so that's the news for ASEN, and it recovered today, no, at 782. Okay, so eto mukhang sign of reversal to, no? Kasi nag-bounce siya dito sa meron support kasi dito eh. Ayan, nag-bounce siya sa 269 or 619 rather. 619. And if the volume will hold, then ano pa to, no? Mukhang tataas pa unless na mag-profit taking kinabukasan. Kasi there is volume, and ang feel ko lang dito, since there is volume, the price may move higher the following day as you approach the record date. So hanggang January 13, pwede kayong bumili, no, if you are interested with the stock rights offer. Okay, so next stock that we will be reviewing is Dito. Dito. Okay, Dito continue to move higher although we have a reverse hammer here. So ito ang naging support niya, bale. Yan, 11.25. Now, guys, when I say talk of support and resistance, these are not exact areas, no, of a price. These are not specific points, but these are areas on the price, no? So yung 11.14, hindi eksakto 11.14 yan. Maring maging 11.20, 11.10 to 11.20. So yan yung pinaka-support ni Dito. Mukhang ano lang siya, no? Mukhang dito lang siya naglalaro between 11.14 to 14.37. Ngayon, kung ma-break niya yung support dito, then it may continue to move higher. And if you notice, yung ating indicators, yung ating RSI is overbought, no? Now, sometimes guys, nako-confuse, na-interchange ko yung overbought and oversold. If it is over if RSI is over 70 and over, that is overbought, no? If RSI is 30 and below, that is oversold. Now, minsan na-interchange ko lang, no? But yun ang lagi natin tandaan, no? Tingnan natin yung DMI. Okay, the DMI is 49, so it's still bullish. Kumbaga, mukhang pataas pa ito. There is still room to go up, no? But it may have to test the 1437 level. Okay, next we have BPI. Okay, BPI appears to be still moving sideways, although we have a long green candlestick here, which appears to be it's not a breakout actually. It's still part of the consolidation, but it will test the resistance level here at 89. Okay? Kasi kung naging 90 yan, example lang, kung naging 90 yan at merong volume, breakout yan. Kasi hindi. It didn't break the resistance. It's just within the consolidation pattern. Nag-overshoot lang siya ng konti, no? So it will draw a box. For example, here. Diyan siya, nag-overshoot lang siya ng konti. Pero, ito yung first resistance level niya. Actually, nag-pierce siya, no, sa first resistance level. Kaya lang, well, kung merong, okay, sige. Kung meron lang volume to, breakout to. Pero wala siyang volume eh. Kasi yung first resistance level is 84 eh. Na-pierce niya yun. and the next resistance level is 89. Okay, so the volume is not very much. It's still within the average, you know. If magkaroon uli ng volume bukas, ang feel ko lang kasi baka mag-profit taking lang to tomorrow eh. Kasi it's part of the consolidation pattern. Okay, so that's for BPI. Next is APL. APL, mukhang lumilipad si APL. No? Oh, look. Yan, no? Tumataas siya. Although sa akin, no, yung candlestick niya is very short eh. Merong weakening. I see a weakening here. But the RSI is already oversold. Meaning, expects a downturn anytime, no? Although there is volume here, the short candlesticks would indicate a weakness in the price. So mukhang nagpipick na yung price. Tingnan natin yung DMI, directional movement. 66 still very bullish, but RSI natin is ano eh, no, still up. No, maaring tumaas pa yan ng konti. Tingnan natin kung merong mapiplat natin yung resistance. I think this is the highest level already for Apollo. No? So ingat lang tayo dito, no? Baka lang mag-downturn and hindi tayo prepared, no? Mag-ingat lang tayo dito kasi this is a second liner or probably a third liner kasi malaki naman ang market cap nito. Okay? In the meantime, the nearest support, let's take the Investa. Ito, 0.18 pero hindi ako nag-agree dito eh. Ang nearest support niya should be here. Yan, 0.1657. I don't agree with the Investa SNR. Nag-average lang siya. Okay? So that's the nearest support. Resistance I cannot plot. No, probably we can plot the 20. Ito yung pinaka-highest because there is another week here. No? Pero this is very thin, yung 2010 na support, the resistance level. Okay, next is PHA. Okay, PHA, another breakout to. Volume is above average and it gains 17.02%. Now, meron ba ang historical to? Tingnan natin yung historical niya. Meron, ano? It's almost at its peak. And I would say that kung titingnan natin yung historical nito, just a moment, guys. Okay. Let's plot it at 176. 175, 176 ang nearest resistance niya. So, kailangan i-test niya yan. Yan, 175. Yan yung nearest resistance. Let's put it back to the 1 day. Kasi yan na yung pinaka-highest niya, no? Na-reach na niya. Now, if volume will permit, maaaring tumaas pa yan, o maaaring mag-consolidate tulad nito. So, ang RSI niya, it's like ito, RSI. Pantay lang siya. Or slightly down, no? Slightly down yung RSI, or halos pantay na. So, ibig sabihin, sometime soon, this will plateau. Unless there's a catalyst, no? Okay, ito yung backdoor listing, di ba? So, yun, that's my take for PHA. Meantime, the support of PHA would be, I would say, here. Ito yung resistance na naging support. No, 1.42. Okay? Then, SECB. Okay. SECB, okay, recovered today, no? And it looks like the closing price closed higher than our EMA 20, meaning nag-recover na siya. But it has to test the resistance level here. Kasi yung EMA 20 mukhang nag-ano lang eh, consolidation, within a consolidation area lang itong si Security Bank, no? Another green candlestick would ensure that the stock had a change in trend. Kasi kung within an area lang siya maakyat tapos nagbabounce, so halimbawa ganito mangyari. Pagdating dito, bumaba. Tapos tumaas na naman, bumaba. Nagko-consolidate lang. Pero kung ang mangyari dyan is, halimbawa, let's do another. Halimbawang, tanggalin nga natin to. Ito yung resistance, halimbawa, 140. Tapos, tumaas yan, nag-bounce. Tapos, because of volume, oops, tumaas, ano? No, pwedeng ganun na mangyari, no? Kaya lang, kailangan merong demand and volume. And probably a catalyst to have that, no? Or if it is just market sentiment, then pwedeng ganyan ang mangyari sa stock. Otherwise, nagko-consolidate lang siya. Okay, so that's for SECB. Then the near support of SECB, nandito. Yan siya, 125. 125 is the nearest support. 139.40 is the nearest resistance. Okay? Okay, RSI is 54, still bullish, no? Although merong bearish divergence yung RSI niya. Okay, next is SMPH. Okay, SMPH naman, looks like it is still, it had an engulfing candlestick today, but it's still within a range, no? Within a range pa rin siya nagtitrade. So nakikita ko dyan is, dito pa rin siya. Yan. Or, teka, wait, just a moment. Okay, maaring ang trend niya is slightly up, no? So let's take a look. Draw tayo ng trend line. Actually, ito na yung trend line niya yung EMA 20 niya Ayan, no? Slightly up yung kanyang, ang kanyang trend and nagkaroon lang ng green candlestick dito. Okay, SM Prime's rebound hinges on holiday boost. Okay, so yan, ano? Pero, since there is not much volume, baka lang mag-profit taking kinabukasan. But, observe nyo lang, ano? Kasi 181.12, meron net foreign buying yung stock. In the meantime, nasa resistance na ito, itong si SMPH. SMPH is the mall business of SM. So, resistance na siya. So, that's the resistance. And the next resistance level that it may test, let's take a look at the 1 week. Next resistance is here na 42. 42.70 is the next resistance level of SM. Okay, after SM, let's do SMPH rather. Let's do BDO, a sister company of SM. Kung rebound din si BDO. Yan. Okay. Nag-rebound siya and EMA 20 is already under the candlestick indicating the change in trend because there was a strong bounce yesterday. Ang bounce niya nandito sa support nito. 98, 94 is the support. 200, yan siya. Nagkaroon siya ng bounce dito. And then, ito naman, the candlestick went higher at 109. Okay? But there's not much volume, So, since it's under the candlestick, I expect a green candlestick in the coming days, But the resistance is still here. Next resistance is 115.20, 0.24. That's the next resistance level that you have to consider. Okay, ICT. Okay, ICT, nagko-consolidate si ICT. So if you'll draw a Darvas box, yan yung range niya, upper border of 126.25, which will 35 rather, which is our resistance, and 119.27, which is our support. And I'd say it's consolidating because the EMA 20, the exponential moving average, 20 days, which is the orange line, just piercing through the candlesticks. Sumasama na rin yung 50-day moving average natin, And the 100-day is just below the candlestick. But importante itong short term, which would indicate the direction of the stock. Now, ICT has news, ICT's new service links Mindanao to Asia and the Middle East. Listed operator ICT, or International Container Terminal Services, on Thursday said it has launched a service that connects Visayas and Mindanao to Asia and the Middle East. Mindanao Container Terminal, or MCT, welcomes the new year strong with the launch of Regional Container Lines South Philippines 6, or RSP6, service that connects the Philippines, Visayas, and Mindanao regions to Asia and the Middle East. Just a moment. Just 1 second. Via Singapore, ICT said in an email statement. ICT said the fixed the weekly service made its first port call to its port terminal Mindanao on December 19. Okay, so that's good news for ICT, and it would considerably improve the ICT's bottom line. Now, may I share with you BDO Nomura's commentary on the news? Sabi niya dito, though ICT's Vismin ports comprise less than 5% of aggregate TEU capacity, we believe the new service is indicative of continued growth for the company's volumes. Note that TEU volumes returned to growth back in third quarter 20 at 3% year-on-year amidst the pandemic. This was aided in part by new service lines, notably in Australia. We expect this narrative to continue in 2021. We have a buy on ICT with a target price of 135. So if you want to invest in ICT, the price now is at 125, so 135, 10 points na. Anyway, and dapat nakabili kayo ng ICT when it was lower, no? I got ICT when it was just 115, I think. Yung target price ng 135, maganda na yun. Okay, so next, the last, we have Merrimart. Just a moment, guys. Just checking something. Okay, Merrimart. Merrimart. Ano lang siya, nagko-consolidate lang si Merrimart. No, it's mukhang consolidating, it's doing a pullback. And I think this is a flag pullback, no? A flag pullback. If you want to buy Merrimart, now is the time to buy na nagpo-pullback siya. And if you'll notice, pababa, no? Decreased in volume, which is a characteristic of a pullback after a breakout. No? So we had a breakout here, then it has been pulling back for the past 4 days. So anytime soon, there might be another breakout for Merrimart. But parang tulad dito ang haba ng pullback eh. So yung pullback can be as long as 2 to 3 days to more than 2 weeks. Except of course, syempre, ingat lang tayo because syempre anything can happen to the stock. Pero ito, yung pattern na ito is a pullback, which is an indication of a lower volume. And after that pullback, there's a possibility of a breakout again. Okay, so if you're doing pullback trading or breakout trading, ang mga traders na ganyan ay bumibili during pullbacks. So, in the meantime, the support level is at 659. And the resistance level, kailangan ma-break niya ito, no? 827. Para masabing na breakout, kailangan ma-break niya yung 827 to 830 level to say that we have broken, the price has broken out. Yan po ang ating report sa stock market, January 8, 2021. Ito po si Benji Chadoro, reminding you, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. See you again in our next episode at maraming salamat sa inyong pagsubaybay.